Annabeth shook her head. I don't know. Maybe he wanted to invade camp through the maze. But that doesn't make any sense. The closest entrances Clarice found were in Manhattan, which wouldn't help Luke get past our borders. Clarice explored a little way into the tunnels, but it was very dangerous. She had some close calls. I researched everything I could find about Daedalus. I'm afraid it didn't help much. I don't understand exactly what Luke's planning, but I do know this. The Labyrinth might be the key to Grover's problem. I blinked. You think Pan is underground? It would explain why he's been impossible to find. Grover shuddered. Satires hate going underground. No search would ever try going into that place. No flowers, no sunshine, no coffee shops. But, Annabeth said, the labyrinth can lead you almost anywhere. It reads your thoughts. It was designed to fool you, to trick you and kill you. But if you can make the labyrinth work for you... It could lead you to the wild god, I said. I can't do it. Grover hugged his stomach. Just thinking about it makes me want to throw up my silverware. Grover, it may be your last chance, Annabeth said. The council is serious. 1 week to learn to tap dance. Over at the head table, Quintus cleared his throat. I got the feeling he didn't want to make a scene, but Annabeth was really pushing it, sitting at my table for so long. We'll talk later. Annabeth squeezed my arm a little too hard. Convince him, will you? She returned to the Athena table, ignoring all the people who were staring at her. Grover buried his head in his hands. I can't do it, Percy. My searcher's license. Pan, I'm gonna lose it all. I have to start a puppet theater. Don't say that. We'll figure something out. He stared at me teary-eyed. Percy, you're my best friend. You've seen me underground, in that Cyclops cave. Do you really think I could? His voice faltered. I remembered the Sea of Monsters when he'd been stuck in a Cyclops cave. He'd never liked underground places to begin with, but now Grover really hated them. Cyclops gave him the creeps too, even Tyson. Grover tried to hide it, but Grover and I could sort of read each other's emotions because of this empathy link. I knew how he felt. Grover was terrified of the big guy. I have to leave, Grover said miserably. Juniper's waiting for me. It's a good thing she finds cowards attractive. After he was gone, I looked over at Quintus. He nodded gravely, like we were sharing some dark secret. Then he went back to cutting the sausage with the dagger. In the afternoon, I went down to the Pegasus stables to visit my friend Blackjack. Yo, boss. He capered around his stall, his black wings buffeting the air. You bring me some sugar cubes? You know those aren't good for you, Blackjack. Yeah, so you brought me some, huh? I smiled and fed him a handful. Blackjack and I went back a long way. I sort of helped rescue him from Luke's demon ship a few years ago, and ever since he insisted on repaying me with favors. So, we got any quests coming up? Blackjack asked. I'm ready to fly, boss. I patted his nose. Not sure, man. Everybody keeps talking about underground mazes. Blackjack whinnied nervously. Nuh-uh. Not for this horse. You ain't gonna be crazy enough to make me go in a maze, boss, are you? I'll end up in a glue factory. You may be right, Blackjack. We'll see. Blackjack crunched down on the sugar cubes. He shook his mane like he was having a sugar Caesar. Whoa, good stuff. Well, boss, you come to your senses and want me to fly you somewhere, just give a whistle. Old Blackjack and his buddies, we'll stampede anybody for you. I told him I'd keep it in mind. Then a group of younger campers came into the stables to start their riding lessons, and I decided it was time to leave. I had a bad feeling I wasn't going to see Blackjack for a long time. That night after dinner, Quintus had us suit up for combat, like we were getting ready for capture the flag, but the mood among campers was a lot more serious. Sometime during the day, the crates in the arena had disappeared, and I had the feeling whatever was in them had been emptied into the woods. Right, Quintus said, standing at the head dining table. Gather round. He was dressed in black leather and bronze. In the torchlight, his gray hair made him look like a ghost. Miss O'Leary bounded happily around him, foraging for dinner scraps. You'll be in teams of 2, Quintus announced. When everybody started talking and trying to grab at their friends, he yelled, which have already been chosen. Aww, everybody complained. Your goal is simple. Collect the gold laurels without dying. The wreath is wrapped in a silk package tied to the back of one of the monsters. There are 6 monsters. Each has a silk package. Only one holds laurels. You must find the wreath before the other teams. And, of course, You'll have to slay the monster to get it and stay alive. The crowd started murmuring excitedly. The task sounded pretty straightforward. Hey, we'd all slain monsters before. That's what we were trained for.